This is Lava Chess, a new version of chess that has new lava pieces, all of which have their special lava powers. And there's also a new feature added to this version, the Hell feature. More about it later though, because first we will make the pieces. Alright, so here's a list of all chess pieces, and we gotta turn them all into lava pieces, starting with the pawn, or rather the lava pawn. So the lava pawn, just like all the lava pieces, moves exactly the same as its normal version. The only difference is its lava ability. The lava pawn's ability is interesting though, as when it's your move you can click on your pawn and you have a choice. You either move it or spawn lava on a square in front of it in exchange for its own death. But wait a minute. What is this lava he's spawning? Well, in lava chess there are three things that the pieces can spawn on squares. Those are lava, magma block and fire. All of them work differently. Magma block obviously captures the piece that's on the square it is on. Both colors of pieces included. So even if you're the one spawning the magma block, your pieces will get taken too. Lava and fire do the same thing. The difference is that magma block just disappears after one move, but lava gets spawned, spreads to the sides after half a move, and after another half a move spreads to the diagonals. Then it stays there for half a move and disappears. And finally fire, well, fire is kinda tricky. As it can spread, it has a 25% chance of spreading to each square around it, which with only 30% chance of vanishing, it is more likely to grow. Although as time goes on, the chance of it spreading quickly goes down, and the chance of it vanishing goes up, meaning most likely at first the fire will grow a little, and after a few moves it'll vanish. Oh, and I think I should also mention that the pieces that get into a fire don't get captured immediately. They burn for the next two moves, and only then they get removed of the board. Okay, now that you, my friend, understand what's going on with these spawny things, I'll continue telling you about the rest of the lava update. So as I said, the lava pawn can spawn the lava unit in front of him in exchange for the disappearing of himself, which is honestly a decently well-crafted ability. Because imagine you're in a position where there are pawns completely blocking the board off, you might get annoyed, right? Well, lucky you, as your pawn allows you to easily break the position. And look, you didn't even lose any material for this action. Okay, how about we give those pieces ratings out of 10? I rate the lava pawn a solid 7 out of 10, because even though his ability isn't the strongest one out there, it's very useful for the situations the pawn might be in. Alright, the pawn is done, let's mark it as done on the piece list. Cool. The next piece is the knight, whose special ability is actually pretty similar to the pawn's ability, as on your turn you can just spawn fire in a place of your knight. Unfortunately, it means you'll lose said knight when using it, but trust me, if used correctly it's worth it. Take a look at this situation. For example, you get inside your opponent's position with your knight, and when close enough you use the ability. Now you lost 3 points, but with a bit of luck the fire will spread far enough for you to gain advantage from this move. The lava knight also has a new look, just so he fits the update better. Oh, and I think I didn't even show you guys how the black lava pieces look like, so yeah, here they are. Okay, I rate the knight 8 out of 10, as you can produce some chaos for your opponent to deal with, and so yeah, that's it for the knight. Next there's the bishop, whose ability actually utilizes magma, which is happening for the first time in this video. Okay, but what does this ability actually do? Well, let me explain. So this ability is actually quite weak, which you could probably predict. I mean, magma is the weakest spawnable of the three. But anyways, this ability makes bishop spawn a trace of magma behind it every time it moves. As I said, this isn't the strongest ability, but I guess not every ability can be super powerful. I think the rating of 3 out of 10 is fair here. Let's go to the next lava piece. Please welcome the lava rook. So the lava rook, which looks exactly like shown here, has a decently strong ability, although you can't really decide when to use it yourself. And that's because it triggers when the rook gets taken. And when it gets taken, it sets the square that it was taken on fire, although it does this one move after the capture took place, just so your opponent has time to retreat his piece. Okay, now just like we've done with every piece so far, we obviously gotta rate the rook out of 10, so here's my rating. I think this ability can be used cleverly. For example, here black infiltrated white's position, and if white captured this rook he'd risk his pieces being burned. But on the other hand, you have to be careful with it, because if your rook would get captured in the middle of your position, then yeah, it's wraps. Alright, we only have those 2 pieces left. After making those we'll go on to the hell mechanic, so let's create those quickly. Starting with the queen, whose ability is hella strong, because when using this ability, you can choose the square you want to use it on. And when you chose it, your queen will shoot a beam of lava from her all the way to the square you chose, that is excluding the square right next to her, so she doesn't get burned. That is actually OP. I mean, that means you get a free piece every time you use this lava ability, which is not good. For this reason I added one limitation to this ability, which is that you can only use it once a game. I don't think this limitation weakens it enough, but we will see how it goes during game testing. For now I'm gonna rate it an 8 out of 10. Okay, now the last piece of the lava update awaits, but before we create it, I want to tell you guys that if this video does well, then I will turn it into a series. Imagine we could have water chess update or even ice chess update. That would be cool, wouldn't it? So if you guys have an interesting idea, then throw it into the comments and I can turn it into a video. Also, if you are interested in seeing that, then subscribe so you won't miss it. Okay, now back to lava chess, specifically the king. So the Lava King has a rather defensive ability, which will help him not get checkmated that easily. Although as well as the Queen's ability, it can only be used once in a single game, because otherwise it would be too overpowered. That is mainly because its ability also spawns lava. This time though, it can only spawn it up to 2 squares from the king in all directions, so it is much more of a short distance weapon, which is quite useful when trying to defend a checkmate, which is what this ability is designed for. I'll rate it 7 out of 10. Alright, now that we have all lava pieces done, we can go over the hell mechanic. But before that, I decided to play some games of lava chess at its current stage to see if it is actually any good, and to make some adjustments in case they're needed. And so I played it a couple times, and here are changes I decided to make in it. First of all, now lava only spreads in a plus shape, and it also doesn't stay there for half a move longer. It was too powerful when it was spreading to a full 3x3 square, and it was sort of annoying when it was just there for another half a move. Second of all, the queen's ability is now nerfed. Trust me, it had to be. But anyways, the queen will now die after using the ability, which means there's no reason for lava to skip the first square, so it's now spawning lava there too. Oh, and also magma will stay for 3 moves instead of 1. Alright, great, now we can finally create the hell mechanic. This is a whole new feature of the lava chess update, buckle up. Okay guys, so this is our hell, a unique feature created just for lava chess, and it kinda works like a prison for chess pieces. It has 36 slots for the pieces to stay in, but let me explain these 4 things. How do they get in? How long do they have to be in? What happens to them while they're in, and how can they get out? Okay, first, how do they get in? So you remember when I told you about the spawnable things like lava, magma, and fire? Yeah, now instead of taking pieces, they just make them go to hell, simple as that. Oh, and by the way, the queen, instead of dying when used her ability, she also goes to hell. Okay, now once the pieces are in there, something will happen to them. And that thing is that they will burn and become so-called burned pieces. Burned pieces are way weaker compared to normal versions of them. They are only able to move 4 squares out, and they can't use their lava ability anymore. But wait, how does this matter if they are not even on the board? Well, we gotta bring it back. Here is how to do that. So to bring a piece back to the board, you just have to click on it, then click the respawn button, and that's it. Your piece will appear on the first free square from your side of the board. It will take up your turn though, so there's that. Also, pieces can be let out of hell only after 6 turns. Oh, and I should probably add that the kings don't go to hell at all, they just get taken and you lose. And bang, the hell feature is done. And so is the whole lava update. As always, you can play the update on my website. Also let me know what you think about other themed chess updates, and see you in the next one. Bye! By the way, YouTube thinks you will like this video of mine, so if you want, give it a try. See you there.